So this trip was a Friday evening. It was a last minute, throw everything in and go. We had planned to do a search and rescue training in this area the next morning. So I thought, what a great opportunity just to get out, go hit the hills, and enjoy a quick overnighter. So I basically threw everything in the ambulance. I grabbed a snack from the grocery store, some sushi and a Diet Coke, and came out here and got set up. What I quickly realized was the gnats or the no-see-ums were insane. You can see Toner's getting irritated by them. I'm getting irritated by them. They were driving me nuts, especially in the shade, which you needed because it was hot. So I decided, let's throw everything in, go hit a store, get some bug spray, try again.
Okay, I ran down. Luckily they had some stuff. What did I do with it? Got some bends, which is quite fitting, and then a couple of these cute little wristband things. Trying to decide if maybe those would work on Toner's collar to help keep the bugs off her, but I don't know if that'll be too strong. So we're gonna try some of this out. Hopefully it makes us feel better. And then I think I'm gonna start working on kind of cleaning this mess out. I don't know if I really showed you. Yeah, that mess all up in there. Sorry, I've got you attached to my battery pack because I didn't charge the batteries on this. This was kind of a last minute throw everything in and go, which seems like happens a lot. But I'm here and I'm gonna make the best of it and get to it. Well, so far I've got this band around the bill of my hat. That seems to be working pretty good. I thought it'd be too strong to put around Toner's head or around Toner's collar. I mean, she uses her nose a lot, and so I'm sure that citronella flavor is pretty strong. But I did spray down her back and her fur and stuff to hopefully help. She's actually in the back of the ambulance right now. It's kind of got a little bit of a wind tunnel through there, and where it's shady in the back, it actually feels kind of cool. So I think I've got most of this cleaned up. One thing I wanted to try is I picked up a I can't think of what they call it. It's like a kitchen setup. I want to call it a mess, but it's not a mess. I'll think of the word. Anyways, and I've used it on a few campouts and I really like it. I'll show it to you here. I'll have to go around the back and grab it. Feeling pretty good in there. So it's this here. It's made by Kelty. It's really cool because it's got kind of pockets on the outside. Hold a toilet or hold a paper towel roll here, and then you unsnap it and unzip it, and oops, then you've got a full kind of kitchen setup. And I really like it because it's got pockets up here, silverware, stuff like that. The last time I went out, I realized I needed some trash bags. So I'm gonna find a spot to stick those that's kind of, I think I can stuff it down in this side pocket here. It's kind of out of the way. Something like that. But I can keep plates, spatula, tin foil. I've got a little knife set, cutting board, soap in there, a cup. I got my little mess kit pots. A rag. I mean, it's just all together, and what I love about it is that I can just grab this, take it with me, and know that I've got pretty much everything I need to cook, eat, clean up, that kind of a deal. And what's really cool is you can hang it by some clips just like that. Now, my original thought was to put it on the wall here, but I've liked having this space open to get in and out of and stuff like that. So versus putting it here, I wondered if these magnets would hold it, and I'm honestly not sure that they will, but we're gonna give it a try and see. I almost need a rod to put through there. I think is gonna be the way to go with those. Let's see if I can find a stick that'll span that gap right there. Okay, I think this is gonna work. This is kind of green. but I figured I'd go for green so that it's flexible but won't break as easy. So I'm going to try and trim off some of these branches, trim it down a little bit, and see if we can make this work. Alright, just need to shave down this other end just a little bit so it fits inside that. Just like that. Beauty. Those magnets seem pretty solid too. They're a little bigger than the other ones I had, so I think those will hold on pretty good. Allow me to have all my stuff there. It's not in the way, so if I'm cooking here or working or whatever, and then when I need to close the doors, can just stay right in there. I guess the only issue is it's covering my pop-out window. Oh no, that'll still have a breeze. There's a nice gap in there. So if I've got that open, which I probably will later on tonight, yeah, I think that'll work okay. I've got those nets that I go over top of them, which I'll probably put on tonight. In fact, maybe I'll do that real quick now. So I'll probably have to pull this off, put that on, then put it back on, see how that goes. But I think that's going to be good. I want to try and leave these doors open as long as possible, just to let it air out on the inside. This is actually pretty well insulated. I've been surprised at how many times I've gone camping in it and gone up in the morning and it's cool. I've gone and done stuff, come back at like 11 o'clock and open up the doors and it's still plenty cool inside. But with holding the cool, it holds the heat also, and especially the sun kind of beating on it. I'm happy the shadows are coming quick. So once this gets some shade on it, it should cool down pretty quick. But I want to try and leave these open as long as possible just to cool it down inside for later on this evening. I brought a fan and stuff too to help with that. One thing I've looked at and I can't decide on is the MaxxAir roof fans that you can get for RVs and stuff. It's a really big thing in the van life. I would love to get one of those on there that's got a remote, thermostat controlled, should ventilate pretty well. My hang up is it takes a 14-inch hole, and the vent that I've got in there right now is like a 10-inch hole. So I would have to open it up like 2.5 inches on each side. And that means cutting into this fiberglass roof, and I'm just not sure how comfortable I feel with that. I did get up in there and look, and there is some support stuff in there and a few things. I think I can make it work, so I'm about 80% convinced to do it. But what do you guys think? Like, have you dealt with the MaxxAir fans before? A, are they worth it? B, is the installation as easy as they make it sounds? C, have you dealt with a fiberglass roof like this and cutting into it and doing that type of work? Do you think that's safe and worth it on something like this? Throw your comments below on that and let me know what you think. But as for now, basically I've got these pop-out windows. I've got a little battery-powered fan that should pull air from one and kind of push it out the other and circulate it pretty good. But when I do close it up, I'm going to want to keep the bugs out because I'm going to have some lights on. I'll probably watch a movie tonight, stuff like that. So I'm going to get these nets on so that when I close it up, I can keep the bugs out and be in good shape. Okay, I think that should be good. I really like these strong magnets. I've used them for a couple of things. One of the things that I used them on was for the float in the parade. I've done several parades, and I hate putting tape on a vehicle because out beating in that sun, that residue just sticks. I hate it. I hate tape on vehicles. Last time I used these magnets and it worked perfect. It didn't look stupid. I thought it looked fine, and it was super easy to get on, held up good through some wind and stuff like that. And so this is perfect. I'm able to wrap this around nice and tight, get a good seal here below the window, and so once we close this up, then it should be able to allow the wind to come through, breeze to pull through with the fan, and keep the bugs out. which is the goal. Stick that guy back up, just like that. Ah, I'm stoked about that. That's cool. Love it. I'm not going to be cooking much on this one. I'll show you why when it gets around dinner time, but I still may need a few of those things when that time comes. So, okay, I think what I'm going to do now is maybe just go for a wander. Kind of explore the area. I've been here some. I know it pretty good. But I think I'm just going to wander around. It looks like there's been quite a bit of traffic here. I think there's been a couple of camps here, so I want to go see if there's any more junk laying around from that and just kind of see my surroundings. So I'm going to go do that. I'll be back in a little bit. We'll see you then. Well, that was quite a bit of fun. I went out for a walk and found kind of a wash. Had a bunch of rocks in it and stuff, and I thought that'd be a pretty cool place to run around. So I grabbed my Red Cat RC Everest 7 Gen 7 or something like that. I honestly don't remember. I've had it for a long time. I don't remember if I've ever shown you guys that. It's been a ton of fun. I've had to do a little bit of work on it recently because of some things that broke, so that's why I haven't used it as much. But on this trip, when I was grabbing all my electronics, I thought I ought to bring that with me and run it around, and it was fun. Run down through the wash. I don't know, just kind of one of those fun things to play with. It's fun to find a line and try and run it a few different ways, or an obstacle, try and run it a few different ways. So pretty cool. One of my batteries was almost completely dead, so I had to switch it out early on, and then the other one died fairly quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and set them up and charge it here. And I got to tell you, Jackery's not a sponsor. Obviously I don't have enough subscribers for that for them to want to be a sponsor, but I have loved this little pack. It has been so good. The first one that I got, I actually had an issue with early on, but they took care of it right away, handled it. And I mean, like right now I had my GoPro plugged in, I've got a couple of my radios plugged in that I'm going to use tomorrow, and now I'm using the AC port. I'm going to charge this battery here. Well, I'm going to charge both batteries is the plan. And so we're gonna let that run and charge those up, and I'll be able to go play again. So really cool. I just love this setup. So versatile, works so good. And right now it's at 78%. I bet I'm gonna be able to use this like crazy. I'm gonna have a fan plugged in it, probably plug my phone in and charge it, charge my GoPros. I'm gonna use it a lot. I'm gonna use it a lot on this trip, and I'm not worried that I'm gonna run out of power. So I love this setup. Probably won't even need this sleeping bag tonight, if I'm honest. It's pretty warm up here, as you can tell by Toner panting. So yeah, I usually just take this bag here, kind of stuff it down in that hole so it's not quite so noticeable underneath my pillow. Sleeping bag, pillow, second pillow. Yes, I sleep with 2 pillows even when camping because it's comfortable for me. So what I brought for dinner tonight is an MRE. I have never had one of these. My buddy asked me if I had ever tried one, and I told him that I hadn't. So he brought me a bunch. So we're gonna give it a try and just see how it is. He did tell me to bring a backup just in case I didn't like it, so I did. I've got some Mountain House meals just in case this doesn't work out. But this is a brisket entree is what we're looking at tonight. So I'm going to rip this open and see what we've got. See what we're working with here. So that's the main packet there, and then we're sealed up. Sealed up in here. So we've got the cardboard sleeve. So I'm pretty sure this is what you sleeve it in to heat it up with the heat pad. Got some raisins. I doubt I'll eat those. I'm not a big raisin fan. Craisin, maybe, but not raisins. Ooh, we've got some beverage-based lemonade, a moist towelette, some salt, pepper, and oh, that must be a napkin. Must be a napkin in there. So I'll probably have some of that lemonade in my water. That sounds pretty good. This is the heat pack. Got some peanut butter. And ooh, look at that. Twizzlers. Love it. I'm guessing that must be the brisket. Irish cream cappuccino. So that must be like a coffee, I'm guessing, in there. Got some blackberry jam. Got a spoon. That's helpful. This is, okay, so that's like a bread. And I think this is like the potatoes and gravy in this. So I'm going to want to heat both of these, the gravy and the brisket. So that'll be nice, and then I can have some of this other stuff as a snack a little bit later on. Some jam, bread, jam, peanut butter. I'm kind of excited. Okay. That. Fill 2 lines. Do not overfill. I overfilled. Put these next to it. Okay, there's my little pack. I don't necessarily hear it doing anything yet, but I'm gonna let that sit for a minute and see if it warms up. Already down there warming up. It says it takes about 10 to 15 minutes before it's warm enough to eat. So I'm letting that sit. Just poured some of that lemonade into a water bottle. So we're gonna give that a shot and see. These gnats are crazy. Inside the ambulance, oh, you're a little crooked there. Inside the ambulance, they're not too bad, but once I get out here in the open, they just start buzzing around and kind of driving me nuts. So I may end up closing the doors and sitting inside and eating once that's warmed up. I will say that I smelled this as I was putting it in. I don't know that I'm super excited about it. We'll see how it tastes. It is sugar-free, so that's kind of cool. Definitely not the best. Tastes like can't put my finger on it. Almost like maybe a medicine. Like a lemonade flavored medicine. I mean, it's not terrible, but not the best lemonade I've tasted either. So, but it'll be good enough. So I'm feeling down in here. Whew. It's definitely putting some heat into these packets. That's been about 12 minutes. I think I'm gonna leave it for another, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. Just let it kind of finish warming those up, and then I think we'll be ready to eat. Okay, moment of truth here. We're gonna see how these taste. I think they're warmed up enough. So we've got, let's see, this one's, I believe this one's the potato. So it looks like this one's meant to be opened up on the side here. Maybe that's the brisket, actually. That's the brisket. Okay, I didn't expect that. So what's in this one then? I don't know. I'm a little confused now, because that feels lumpy, so I assumed that that was the brisket and this one was the potato. Get my spoon out here. Pretty good. Yeah. Definitely edible. No, this is the au gratin potatoes. I've heard that phrase before, but I honestly don't know if I know what it means. Smells like cheesy potatoes. That's what it looks like. Not terrible, but not great either. But I'll live. Oh, I'm hungry enough, it'll do. Brisket's good. I mean, it's not a gourmet meal, but tastes good. Got a nice meaty to it, with the chunks in there. Looks like barf, honestly. When you look at it, something that was pre-chewed and came back up, but tastes pretty darn good. Well, I think I'm going to sit and eat that, and I did bring a movie to watch, so I think I'm going to watch a movie while I eat, and I'll probably take a break about halfway through, and I think the sun will be down by then, probably cooled down, so I'll go for a wander, explore a little bit more. Maybe the gnats won't be quite as bad at that point. I want you to look at this. Tell me if you've ever seen anything like it before. Let me get the red light here. Can you see this squiggly line running out over there? Stay. Stay. I want Toner to stay there so she doesn't mess it up. If you come to this end, look at those little prints. Okay? That's at the end of the line. Got some little prints over there too. And then you follow this line. And it's a squiggly line and it goes over top of my tracks. So it's happened since I've been here. This line all the way, maybe I should be on this other side. There you go. So you can see it better. All the way over here. And then there's kind of a maze looking thing there and a divot. And then it appears to disappear. I don't know that I've quite seen something like that before. Kind of weird. So if you know what that is, drop it in the comments below. I am intrigued. I sent my buddy a couple of texts about the MREs because it's the very first time I've done it, and I said, oh, it was all right, kind of a weird texture. And he said, well, did you do it right? And I said, well, I thought so. But he began to explain to me that I didn't do it right. It sounds like I didn't heat it right. I needed to put the packets in with the heater packet, and I needed to slosh the water around to get more of a chemical reaction. And so it didn't get warm enough. That's probably why I ended up with kind of a weird texture. And anyways, it was edible. I ate it. Man, this is a beautiful evening. It's finally, the sun has gone down. You can see how pretty that sunset is over there. Yeah, I'll take it. And the best part is the temperature is quickly dropping. When I got here, I'm gonna guess that it was close to 90 degrees. Right now, we're probably, I'm gonna say about 70, 75. So it's dropping quick and it feels great. I'm gonna go for a little wander now that I can actually be out here and enjoy walking versus sweating the whole time. I'm just gonna go for a little wander out here and just kind of enjoy this evening. GoPro is kind of hard for scenery shots. Look at that behind me. That is magnificent. Just beautiful. This evening is beautiful. It was worth putting up with the heat and the gnats to be able to enjoy this. Yeah, this is incredible. So I'm gonna work my way back to camp, and I'll probably see you there. I think maybe I'll hit this road and just follow it for a ways. Right now it's kind of going in the right direction, so see if it gets me back to camp versus going cross country. I was kind of wading through the grass there and thought, this is a great location and a great circumstance where rattlesnakes would be out and about. They'll often come out in the evening like this after the heat of the day kind of moves on to hunt. So it'd be better with it getting dark like this if I can walk on a open surface versus wading through the grass. All right, I was impatient and left the road to go cross country again, and it did not pay off. Here's why. I've come to this, and camp is back over there, I'm pretty sure. And I don't really feel like crossing this, so I'm gonna have to go all the way around and see if I can get up around this and back over. What can you do? That's crazy. I just hit another low point and I felt the temperature change like 10 degrees. It just got way cooler all of a sudden. Oh, now it's warming back up. That's wild. Okay, I think after I get up on this, we're on the right ridge. So I think we're pretty close now. All right, we're back where we want to be. Camp should be right about there. Just over there. So I think what I might do though, it's getting dark enough. The battery's been kind of weird on this, but it looks like it's charging. We're at 59% and I've got a pack to it. So I might walk over here on this ridge and set you up for a star trail. I think, oh look, we've got a sliver of the moon over there. So yeah, if the moon's over there, then we should be in a good position to have a good evening of stars. And if this cooperates and the pack cooperates, I think looking over that way could be a pretty cool setup for doing a star trail shot. So I'm gonna hike over there, maybe get you set up for that, and that means I probably won't see you until the morning. So yeah, until then, we'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning. I've actually been up for a little bit because I had to go pick you up from off the tree. I looked briefly at that footage and it didn't turn out quite as cool as I thought it would. These GoPros have kind of a, well, there's no zoom. And so catching the road in there coming down off the hill didn't turn out quite as cool as I hoped it would or imagined it would in my head. But still, pretty good shot. The stars were beautiful last night. I can definitely attest to that. Yeah, that moon went down and it was just dark and the stars were bright. It's fantastic. What wasn't fantastic was my night's sleep. I'm always tempted just to lie and say, oh man, I slept great, you know, that was wonderful, I loved camping out tonight. And while I did love camping out, the sleep was not great. I think my first problem was my phone. I had it in a up in the cubby with my Jackery to charge, and usually I put my phone face down so that if the screen lights up you can't see anything. Well, there's a lot of junk in there and I was tired and lazy, so I just kind of set it on top of the pile, and I got some notifications One of them was a screen time notification. I didn't think that showed up till Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. I don't know why it popped on at midnight. Anyways, just kept lighting it up. So that was frustrating. So I had to get up, pull it off. I just took it off the charger, stuck it face down on my cooler. That solved that problem. And then Toner kept having dreams. So I'd start dozing off, and then I'd hear Toner whimpering and woofing and growling and kicking and moving and, you know, having dog dreams. And while I often notice her when I'm sleeping, like I'll hear her rustle and stuff like that, this was the first time that she really kept me awake, moving around and doing stuff. The final thing that was the issue was mice. Yeah, I've got mice in the ceiling of the ambulance, and I heard them scurrying about a couple of times in the middle of the night. And while the scurrying wasn't such a disturbance, it was a anger building sound. I really hate those things because they'll get in there, and not only do they stink, they'll make nests, and then you drive away from mama, and the little babies in the nest will die and stink, poop all over. They chew on stuff. They'll take the insulation and chew it to bits to make their nest. They'll chew on wires and cause all sorts of issues. And of course, in that vehicle, there's plenty of wires to chew on. So if any of you know any tips, tricks, ideas on how to keep mice out of your vehicle, please drop them in the comments below. That is a constant battle I have with my vehicles, and I would love some ideas on how to keep them out, keep them away, and stop having an issue. So I'm feeling pretty frustrated about that. I'm gonna have to do something about that, see if I can climb underneath, find out where or how. And there's a lot of penetrations on that vehicle that they could be getting in, so I just have to do my best. I've got to assume it's something straight up into the ceiling though, and not necessarily just into the cabin. I don't know, but that kept me up. So I did not sleep great last night, and woke up early. Toner got me up early this morning, but it's a beautiful morning. I've already shed a layer because it's warming up super quick, so I think it's going to be a hot day. But I'm going to run this up, stick it at the road here. This is our sign saying where we're training, and then I'm going to go back, see if I can eat some breakfast real quick. Then we'll have training, and then I'll be headed off the mountain, headed home, go see my family. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say right now, till next time, lock them in, grab a gear. I'll see you in the hills.